Hey everyone, this is Erica Kareem, and oh, you know what? I forgot to do some. Let me turn this fan off. Yep. This is Erica Kareem, and I had to turn off my fan. So today we're going to be talking about my mother-daughter relationship sucks, and I'm sick of it. You know, um, me and my mother had that type of relationship years ago where she couldn't stand me and I couldn't stand her at one point in our lives. And that's why I started the mother daughter boot camp, because now we can actually talk. We have deep conversations. We really have set boundaries, um, so that we can really love each other and want to really just be around each other, and we can pour into other and have some beautiful conversations and spend some great time together. And we're just learning, or have learned, to create memories for ourselves and my children, her grandchildren, right? But it hasn't always been like that. Like, there were many times where she have crossed some boundaries. And we talk about that in the mother daughter boot camp, and she'll tell her story in the mother daughter boot camp. And now, how we're able to get along and what mothers need to do and accept, in order for us to had built the type of relationship that we have now. And I want to say something too. My oldest daughter and myself, we hadn't always seen eye to eye together, with each other. And so my mother's uh, behaviors rubbed off on me. And so I said, you know what? No, devil, not today. I'm not going to allow this to continue with my daughter and my children. So we need to fix this, right? And so their relationship is going great as well, which all my kids. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect parent, but we are way farther along than a lot of people, right? So let's talk about this. My mother and daughter relationship really sucks. And I just want to say that mothers and daughter relationships are really complicated, right? They're really challenging. And a lot of people that are young adults growing into adulthood are just not yes girls, right? Yes, mom, I'll do this. Yes, mom, I understand. Yes, mom, they're not yes people. And it's number one, they're coming into their own self, but number two, it's a new day and time, and they just have their own minds. They're not easily persuaded. They're almost fearless, right? When it comes to certain things. And so, I mean, can you even blame them? People have to learn to create who they want to become. And I will say this, that they're tug of warring with this world. They're tug of warring with society. It's like society versus my mom, right? The songs, the movies, the culture versus my mom, right? And so we are teaching our children to be in the world, but not of the world. And that right there is when the control, um, we have to like put our foots on our girls' necks saying, hey, you see this going on out here, but that's not the right thing to do. And so while we're putting our, not technically, but just like we're putting our foot down saying, you can't do things like that, right? And so, um, I want to share with you why some parents and some girls and mothers and daughters don't get along. Number one is that they are way different, just absolutely way different. And the mother is looking like, I can't believe this is my child. And the child is like, Mama, you too old school, you too this. Um, we don't do that in this day and time, right? So we got that issue. Then the issue we have is we just act too much alike. It's like I can see, or you can see your daughter in you. And sometimes it ain't all good. Sometimes when they act like us, it's like, ugh, she really did that. And so as we get older, we get out of those habits. As we get older, we mature. As we get older, we change and then we evolve. Well, guess what? While we're evolving, we still left the mark in our girls. So that person who you used to be is your daughter now, because now you did injected all that negative in her, all those bad habits into her, all those thinking that you've been those thoughts into her. Now that you are super mature and you're done with those days, you injected all that into her. Now you have to go and guide her and bring her to you in a mature way so that she don't make some stupid ass mistakes or the same mistakes. But wait, there are some daughters that ain't trying to hear that. You've already taught it to them, and you just sometimes have to guide them and then let them be and let them bump their heads and learn from their own mistakes and their own experiences. Because there are some daughters that you can't tell them nothing. They already know it all. And then you got the mothers who I am old school. I'm stuck in my ways. This is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to go. Womb to womb, whatever, right? And they ain't trying to hear that. So the next thing is number 3 is the daughter is turning into a disappointment for the mother. It's like I taught you all this stuff, and then you go out and you do the opposite. So that's where partial of the disconnect is. Or it could be the opposite. It could be I'm mature than my mama, right? It could be that for some people. I feel like I'm the mother. The actual mother is just out there doing this, doing that, making bad choices in the streets. I mean, she just lost all her marbles or just never had none. And so now the daughter is feeling like, are you serious? Is that what we doing now? Did you really do that? Some people that come to my mother and daughter boot camp, the mother have slept with the daughter's boyfriend before. I mean, we've have had a history of flirting, a history of different jealousies. I mean, it's just things that go on between a mother-daughter relationship that should not be going on. Like, you are not my competition, period. You should never be my competition. I'm the mother. And us as mothers, we want to still instill so much into our children that we want them to be better than us. But that's not always the case. Sometimes there is competition with mother-daughter relationships, and you want to know, how do you get over that? Well, we show you that in the mother-daughter boot camp. You have to set boundaries. You have to understand, why are you doing this? And only way to figure out how you're doing this is with some guidance, right? So another thing is, um, I don't teach you shouldn't have any conflict, but you damn sure should not have harsh conflict, disrespectful conflict. Now, if you have no conflict and you avoid conversations, all that do is it bring out resentment, tension, and unresolved issues. Who want to go years and years and years and years and years and years and more years and years and years not talking about what's really on your heart, right? What's really hurting you? What's really making you depressed? What's really on your mind? Who wants to continue going with that burden on you because you can't talk to each other? So you just don't want to have those type of things going on. You want to be able to talk. Now, we want to talk about what is the definition, like what do mothers do, right? Well, when you get a certain age, your mother should be a really, really good friend. I don't know about 12, 13, 15 years old, but I do know once you become adult, your mom should be your best friend. She should support you and it shouldn't be a one-sided thing. You should support her. I mean, you should be able to talk about things. You should be able to share your hopes, your future dreams, right? You should be able to share secrets with each other. You should be able to share your fears and what's going on in your mind so she can kind of guide you through it, right? So that you can go take the actions that you need to take. Um, and the last thing I want to say too is that a lot of times us mothers, when we don't get along with our daughters, we are giving unsolicited advice. And I can't say that you should not be given unsolicited advice. I think when you are being the best mother that you can be and you want what's best for your daughter, I think that you're going to give her advice, even if she's not trying to hear it. I think you're going to say, hey, don't get burnt over there, right? Hey, don't let the snake bite you if you go down that street, right? Or don't get hit by a car. You may get hit by a car if you go down there. But here's the thing is that we as mothers are protectors of our children. We are mama bears, right? And so we want what's best for them. And we will almost damn show anything so that we don't have any harm brought to our children, right? But as you get a certain age, only thing that we can do is just share our love and compassion and mercy on our children as God would do for us, right? And allow God to do his work on our children. At some point, or our moms, right? If you are the child listening to me, adult child listening to me, at some point, his wrath is the only wrath that can change us, okay? But we always say faith without works is dead. So it's just not going to come to you. No one is going to come save you in your mom's relationship. Like nobody. You have to intentionally get the help so that you can just live better days. And you have to also remember too is that the mother-daughter relationship that you need to build or that you're building is just not for you all. I mean, it's lovely to have a mother-daughter relationship, right? But did you remember some of you all are having children and nieces and nephews and great grandchildren? How you act is going to determine how the rest of the damn family's acting. So you have to make sure that you are trying to be the best that you can be so that you can make sure that at least you tried, right? And you can commit to you and the things that you need to work on so that it trickles down to the family. So again, I'm Erica Kareem. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I really think that people just really need to just face it. If you have a mother-daughter issue, then come to the mother-daughter boot camp. Again, some people's mothers is not willing. Bring your older sister, or if you are the older sister and you're having issues with your younger siblings, bring one of your younger siblings. It works like that. You just need to create a healthy environment so that you both can be on the same page. Now, when you both get on the same page, then you can both can go teach your other ones um how to act, the proper things to do, and teach them a different perspective of how things work. Okay, so again, I'm Erica Kareem. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.